Welcome to the First 40 Sports Show with the Goon Squad. It's Black Thor, Ice, Water, and yours truly, Puma. We're going to hot takes. Black, what's your hot take this week?
Man, there's a bunch of hot stuff out there, man. But I'm gonna jump on this. I'm gonna jump on this. It's happened recently. We see that it's no surprise that Denver says bye-bye to Russell Wilson. And my question would be: is Russell Wilson overrated?
Ice?
So are we saying overrated now or for his whole career? I guess that's my question.
I'm gonna go slightly his whole career.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's overrated because he did some great things for that franchise, right? He wasn't a superstar. He's not somebody that you go, he's one of the greatest of all times. But I always take into effect, it's like being the quarterback back in the day for the Atlanta Falcons, right? Steve Bartkowski. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. That they're great, or even Burt Jones for Baltimore Colts. They're great for the franchise because of what they needed. So I'm not gonna say overrated because a lot of times for me, he didn't have a lot of weapons or talent to work with, and he made things. They made them decent, and they did win the Super Bowl, didn't they? Didn't they win one?
Yeah, they won one.
Okay. I mean, after that, hell, you call Cleveland City, they built a statue.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's overrated. And here's why. Is because there were a few years Russell was cooking. He was balling out. And say he was under that system in Seattle. Um, and that offense and the Legion of Doom, Boom, and they helped him out a lot, getting him great field position. But he had a run. He had a run when he was at North Carolina. He had a run when he was at Wisconsin. Almost got them in the national championship game. And then when he got to Seattle, I don't think anybody expected much from him. But he went up there. He was cooking for a long time. There's a reason why he put on his burglar mask and got Denver for $85 million because $85 million is trying to get that old Russ back. So overrated? Nah, I just think that sometimes quarterbacks have their runs, and then once that run is over, it's over. Black?
I'm gonna go slightly overrated. When you think of the Super Bowl that he won, he didn't win the Super Bowl. When you think about that defense won the Super Bowl, Marshawn Lynch won the Super Bowl. And the following year, when they got him back, he was set up. They have to try to let Russ basically win the Super Bowl when he couldn't. We saw what happened at that point. I believe, too, Russ is such a nice guy. We don't look at him objectively a lot of times. Now, did he have some good points throughout the season in Seattle? But a lot of years in Seattle, Russ would basically have like maybe 6 or 7 games he played well. The rest weren't that good, boss. I watched him over the years. They weren't that good. But when Russ, it's just like the first year in Denver, when he doesn't play well, people are reluctant to call him out. They don't want to say much because, he's a nice guy, all that. But nice guy, basically, if you're not doing it on the field, it doesn't transfer. So I think in a way, not saying he hasn't had good games. And I hear people sometimes saying he's a Hall of Famer. If you want to give him that, go ahead. But I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. But I think based on when I break down his play, as the quarterback, not saying he haven't had his moments. He has some talent receivers and didn't get a lot done, in my opinion. Now, we look at other quarterbacks that lead on other teams, they get it done, bro. They get it done. And with him, I just don't see it, bro. So to me, that's why I go slightly overrated. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl winner, but I'm not giving that Super Bowl on his own. I'm not going to give it to him. Now, I'm saying his own. I don't think he did much to earn it. He was just there. And I think that's a big part of the reason why the team went against him because he went on and got ego, like, I want to assume a Super Bowl quarterback. And basically, bro, you came along for the ride.
Let me ask you a question. Did he do more for his team than Joe Flacco did for the Baltimore Ravens? Because I always said Joe Flacco, I don't even know. I mean, any one of us could be a quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens that year and gotten into the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. Did he do more than Joe Flacco with that Super Bowl team for Seattle?
I will say this: the 2 years because people forget the year that before Baltimore won it, they came very close, and I think it was a receiver. I want to I think his last name might have been Evans. They was playing the Patriots in the playoff championship. He dropped the pass, Flacco right in the end zone, bro. For 2 years, only 2, Flacco played well. But I'll give you the Super Bowl year that they won. Flacco, that's how he earned that big contract. Well, he played his ass off that year. You give me a year where he went to the Super Bowl, Russ, I'm talking about. He played his ass off. I'm not saying he didn't have some years he played his ass off, but if you compare him to Joe Flacco to the time they went to the Super Bowl, Flacco outplayed him, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Ice, your hot take.
Well, can I answer that question? Because you just, I can't
Go ahead.
do
Go
nothing
ahead.
right.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Hey, I only was just for your people. Anyway. No, but when you look at it from the standpoint, I don't know. Flacco was serviceable. I think Russell Wilson was a bad call away from being a two-time Super Bowl champion. I don't see, people like, well, he could have done whatever, but everybody and their stepmother and this was going down in history. How in the hell you make a call to throw a pass on the 1 yard line? You just don't do that in football. Not when you got one of the hardest, toughest, meanest, fiercest running backs back there. You just don't make that call. And if you don't make that call, Tom Brady thought it was over. He took his helmet off and everything. You don't make that call. Russ, two-time Super Bowl champion. And then my question is, why are we even having this conversation? Because we ain't saying he great, but if you win 2 Super Bowls, ask the Giants quarterback, then you automatically get some love, don't you? Anyway, another story.
Eli.
Eli won the games over. Might not have been pretty. He won the games. Did Russ win them? That's it, bro. You look at those 2 Super Bowls. Did he win the game?
Well, if you hand the ball off, you win the game. You win 2.
No. But my point is too, where he did when he had a chance to win the game, he had a chance. Did he win the game?
Yeah. Well, and being a Giants fan, here's what I thought about Eli in that pass. I truly believe Eli was trying to throw that ball out of bounds.
Hey, but let's look at it from the Giants standpoint too, just real quick. I think their team played a lot better than most people thought. I think the rest of the team, and they don't get credit for that. Everybody talking about Eli, but I actually was at one of them damn Super Bowls, and I was like, when the hell they start playing like that? But they don't get the credit they deserve the way that they played overall for winning those Super Bowls against the Patriots. I think it that way. But I mean, I don't know though, man. The only reason why I would agree with you on Russell Wilson is the fact that old school football, when they said they was doing the pass, he should have audible and said, nah, bro, yo, get ready, man. We're going to win this shit. That's my only problem. And that's what I think a real quarterback does, even in the trenches. We ain't throwing no pass, bro. I was like, look, I can't tell you how many times they said Tom Landry, Roger Staubach made audibles. And Tom Landry was like, the hell you doing? We won, didn't we? Sometimes you just got to do that, man. It just made sense. It was everything on it. You just got to be like, look, coach, you'll thank me later. But like I said, Tom Brady took his helmet off. He's putting his windbreaker on, ready to go back to the loser locker room. Like again, if you don't want it, we'll take it.
All right, Ice, what's your hot take?
Hot take is we just had the NFL Combine, right, in Indianapolis. A lot of things going on, a lot of talent over there. One thing I was looking at, I want to get your opinion on this. There are a lot with the NIL up and whatnot. There are a lot of players that made some very tough decisions. So a lot of them still went and said, I'm going pro, I'm leaving, the hell with it. But some of them were offered money to go back to school, $500,000 to $1 million, maybe even a little bit more, to work on their craft and play another year. And I'm asking this question, what do you think about this? Because of the fact that if you are, and I looked at some guys, if you are a 6th, 7th round, whatever how long the draft is, you are a special teams player, backup at best. Why in the hell would you come out and because you think you're good enough? Unless it was guaranteed, you need to go back to school, Alabama, Washington, wherever. Get your money. Work on another year of free whatever you're doing to work up so you can be better. What you got? What's your thoughts on that?
Black?
Actually, I like that idea. I like that approach. You look at Caleb Williams. Could have came out the year before, if I'm not mistaken. He could have came out. You look at I'm not saying it had anything to do with NIL, but look at the quarterback right now for the Chargers. Could have came out a year before. You go back, you fine-tune some things, you see some things. I mean, the NFL is going to be there at some point. If you have that type of talent, if they want you 6th, 7th, whatever, 5th round, they'll be there. So, yeah, now I think it's great now they have an opportunity to go back and still earn money and don't go to the NFL work on their craft. So I love the idea, man. I like the idea also of some of these players saying, like Harrison Jr., I'm not doing anything. You've seen enough. If you want me, come get me. If you don't want me, leave me alone. I mean, because to me, the NFL looks to control them at every single point. And, to to me, the combines, I stopped watching the past few years, man. But the combine to me, and I know we all have said this a little bit about the NFL from time to time. It reminds me of a slave plantation, bro. They're bringing you in, they're measuring you, they're poking, they're prodding, they do all this stuff. You ain't gotta do all that, but you see them play football. Either you want them or you don't. So that's why I kind of turn away. I can't focus on
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick said that too. That he thought
it.
that way. And I like the idea that some of them are getting agents. And Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he could probably make more money at Ohio State than he would in his first year in the NFL. So I salute him for not coming out and giving the NFL scouts a show. Caleb Williams said, "Listen, you got 30+ games of my footage in college. If you can't, make a judgment on that, then what am I doing at the combine?" So I like that these players are being smarter. They're making better business decisions. They have more options, and I'm here for it, man. Because all the while, when the coaches were making all this money and they were leaving, and we didn't call it the transfer portal. They just up and left a team and went to go coach somewhere else. Now these players are giving them a whole heaping helping of their own medicine, going to different places, weighing their options, and I'm here for it, man. Give these players more options. They're making these schools millions and millions of dollars, so I have no problems with it. Ice.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I agree with that 100%. My problem though is I think some guys still are going out just taking a risk and taking a chance. I mean, hell, dude, you after round 5. I mean, think about it, the max you're gonna make if you're lucky to make the squad is like between 3.9 million and maybe 5, and then you got 122,000 signing bonus. I mean, I know that's a lot of money for a lot of people, but if you wait that 1 year, especially with everybody else is gone. If they want you now, like you said before, you might be able to just break that off. You might be a first or second round pick one more year because of what you know. You think about the Washington receivers. One of them goes down to Alabama with the new coach. He gonna feature you. He gonna give it to you. So you can like Jameson Williams left Ohio State, couldn't get on the field, went to Alabama, played 1 year, went to Detroit. I mean, he was suspect at best, but he paid, got his money, doing what he wants to do, making a lot more money because he waited a year. I don't know.
Yeah, like Daniels from LSU. I mean, he was at Arizona State, went to LSU, and won the Heisman, and now his stock just went up, just went up. Let's go to the NBA, and the Celtics already solidified a spot in the postseason. I'm gonna go to you, Ice. Give me your NBA eye test, man.
Yeah, man. Stuff. Boston kind of showing you like they ready to go. That Porzingis still scared the hell out of me, bro. I don't know. I mean, he's playing a lot better than I ever thought he would for them, but he still scares me. And I think I was watching when they played the play Denver with the Joker, and it's like, you might get close, but they're still playing great ball. Milwaukee's starting to come around a little bit, trying to figure it out. Doc Rivers still in the way, kind of a little bit. Cleveland is surprising me because they are number in the 3 spot, and I thought they was gonna fall apart once they brought everybody back, but they're playing good ball. And the New York Knicks still number 4, man. They still fighting. Can you believe that? They are still fighting. Don't get too excited over there on the East Coast. I know y'all love them, but
Waiting
just
for Black
calm
to buy
down.
another shirt when
Yeah,
they.
Look at me smile, boo. I ain't buying.
calm down. Philadelphia dropped to 5. Orlando's at 6. That's very interesting too. Then you look over to the West. You have it where look at there. OKC number 1. Yeah, OKC. Gone. OKC. May not last, but it's good. Minnesota second. Denver drops to 3rd. Man, I don't know what to say. The Clippers, they just keep hanging, bruh. I ain't saying they gonna win it, and we know about the James Harden thing. I've been through that. I'm still scarred. I get all that. But you gotta give them some love for hanging around. Sometimes that's all you gotta do is hang around. We know Golden State is a wrap. Y'all need after that madness, boy. Y'all need to just whoever ain't on that squad and his name is not Steph Curry, they need to go. Everybody open. Look, everybody open. Klay Thompson out of here.
Out of here, yeah.
Oh,
Draymond.
What? What? Wait, what? He look like he about 79. He think he's still a splash, man. You ain't a splash, brother. You a drop now, bro. Still love you though, bro. You still can shoot better than me, but dude, y'all time is up. They need to get put some new folks together. But other than that, what you gonna do with your Lakers is still bouncing around that number 10. I mean, people like, regardless of the fact, let's be real, get off this last point. People still love to watch, to hear those names, even if they don't do anything else. They're gonna be on TV, so they're gonna make sure they're at least in the playing game. That's just how it is, man. I don't know why y'all be all mad. LeBron scored 40,000 ever. It's just what it is. It's sickening. It's overrated. Kind of like watching Caitlin Clark. She's gonna be on TV, so you might as well get used to it.
Yeah, shout out to LeBron James. He got the 40,000. What made me mad about the Clippers a few games ago is that they're up by 21 on the Lakers, and I was looking for James Harden, and I couldn't find him on the basketball court. And I'm like, this is the playoff Clippers that we're watching right now. Kawhi Leonard was there. He took the last shot. He probably got fouled. I don't know, but how you let the Lakers come back on 21, and then you got the Boston Celtics black 10-0 in the last 10. I mean, they ain't playing. And Golden State Warriors, they went 3-1 in their road trip. How you not guard Brown and let him shoot? How is that your strategy? And then when he's getting hot, you still don't guard. I don't understand that, Black.
I tell you what, else I don't understand. I mean, don't get me wrong, I respect him. How you extend Steve Kerr for 2 more years? For what? For what? At this point, with that team, no, I'm saying based on that team. I mean, I know if you want to give him that money based on what he's done, I got it. But same thing with Popovich. Why the hell are you extending him? I mean, at some point you got to make some changes and got to open the doors and let somebody new come in, man. I'm looking at some of these contracts. I'm all like, I mean, get me wrong, Pop. You know what? It's done. Same thing with Steve Kerr. Like you said, that team for the most part they're old. They're bones. They need some Bengay. That's why they ain't going after Brown. They can't run out there. Boo. They can't run out there because they're afraid if they run out, he's gonna go buy them. They're old. Golden State has killed me. They went on a little run. Who you beating? Wizards, Orlando. You came to Boston, got your ass smashed. Man, I don't want to hear about Curry doesn't feel it. I want to hear that. He's out there missing everything clearly. You know what? You have a window open. The one is closed for Golden State. It's closed. I watched the game with LeBron off and on, getting the 4th down. Congratulations to you, bro, my bro. ESPN, y'all still mopping and wiping up because y'all basically shot your load before that game way too early. Just on the whole night, they're just shooting lows. I'm serious. You got to be kidding me, man. But anyway, I said this all year, all season. Denver just toys with you. It was like, let LeBron go get his 40 the first half. They was up there. Let me get his $40. They came out and said, we're going to show you who the champs are. And that's what they did in the second half, bro. I see all that. And you're right about LA. I mean, I look at the Clippers. It's like, it's all razzle dazzle. It's like three-car Monty. Tell me which one. Like we got the LA Clippers play. In Minnesota, they're a bunch of fakers too. But I said, here's what I disagree with you, man. I watched OKC a little bit lately. I don't know. I don't think they're going to dissolve that quickly, bro. They were down. They were playing last night, and they was up. They went down. Those cats, man, got some dog in them, man. They don't get scared. They don't get rattled. They stay in there. They play. And they move around. They're young. They're very resilient. So I don't think they're going down that easy. I'm not saying they're ready to win the championship. They're not going down that easy, man. And the Lakers be at number 10. It's a sideshow, bro. It's a sideshow. It really is a sideshow. The Lakers, they're waiting for one player to come back to make a difference. Talk about them all you want, yes, man. Keep shooting your loads. I'll come over to the East Coast for the most part. And Boston is doing their thing. They really are. I got to give it to them. Milwaukee's trying to get a little better. I'm not going to not, they're trying to fight through some things a little better. I'm impressed with what Philly's doing without Embiid. I really am. How they handle it, how they handle themselves. I will say this about Philly. Tobias Harris, if you can find a way to play every single night, Philly can get there, bro. You got to find a way. Maxey is doing his thing. You can't keep running away from the ball, bro. You got to step in, especially now the B's not there. You should be knocking down 25 or 30 points a night. It's in you. But he disappears just like Harden. May not be the playoffs. He disappears. If he can come out and start playing constructively and just get in there and battle, don't be afraid to battle, we might have something.
Yeah, the NBA should be heating up, but I'm gonna move that aside because some of these games are just outlandish. But let's go to NCAA basketball. Houston, the Cougars are at number 1, playing a little bit better, hitting those free throws at the end of games, getting some close games. They are in a battle-tested conference, followed by UConn, Purdue at number 3, Tennessee. And if you haven't watched Dalton Connect, he's something to watch. That dude, we're going to spotlight him in a few minutes. Tennessee at number 4, Arizona at number 5, Iowa State number 6, North Carolina number 7. Marquette drops 3 spots down to number 8, Duke. We're number 10, they're number 9 now. Creighton has been beating some top 25 teams, and to me, looking impressive. They don't look impressive as a team when you see them in the roster, but they're playing some great ball. Baylor, they've been surprising me in some great wins. The team that dropped out of the top 10 is Kansas, is number 14. Number 14. And I thought they would hand it to Baylor, but Baylor was like, Baylor took Houston to overtime, and Houston outlasted them. But I'll go to you, Black. NCAA basketball, man, it's heating up, and these conferences are no joke. They're coming out, and they're coming out for blood. They're ready for March Madness.
Yeah, two teams you talked about, Baylor and Iowa State. Man. Those two right there, man. Baylor, I watched them. They play Houston. Houston played a very good game, but like you said, they took them to overtime. And what they did to Kansas, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. So those two teams right there, they may not be highly ranked, worth keeping an eye on. Listen, Ice, keep an eye on them. And I know you're still favoring Duke, but Baylor, they kind of get determined. They might make some damage. All depends on the matchups. So I know you guys in your brackets. I'm gonna give you guys a little science here. You guys in your brackets, you don't look at the matchups. You just look at, I want this team to win. Especially Boom. I want this team to win. I want Duke to win. It's not about that, bro. That's why I'm the champion for the past 2 years. Take those notes down. Take them down. Write them down. Don't be afraid. You ain't got to come back at the end of the show and kind of come back and listen. You can write them down now. But I'm looking at Baylor. I'm looking at Iowa State. Also, man, I know they're up there. I'm not impressed with Tennessee. I said earlier about UConn. I think they still come back. I don't think when UConn was really having that streak, it really wasn't playing anyone. The Big East is not as strong. Marquette, I know they're a favorite. I know they're close to you, Boom. I just don't see it, bro. And I watched them. I don't see it. So I'm not surprised they kind of dropped down a little bit.
All right, Ice Water. What's your eye test, man?
Yeah, a lot going on. No, I'm glad Black Thor gave us some notes. Appreciate that, bro. Saw me with my notebook, listening to what you had to say, bro. Mike's got a pen and paper. Because you are very knowledgeable, and you have one the last 2 years, so I'm gonna pay very close attention.
We did pick the same team last year.
Huh?
We did pick the same team last year. You just beat me on points.
Well, we ain't gonna get into that because we know what that was. We see who he really is. His whole character changed. I think the fans really see who you really are. He tried to come across with this, with this bravado, the international man of leisure and everything. Then all of a sudden, get tight, that money come, boy. He changed a whole different dude. He might be in there shaking him up down on the throwing dice. Look, Betty 6'8", Betty don't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know about that. Betty 6'8" don't know. Mama need a brand new pair of shoes. Anyway.
Oh,
but looking at it, it's gonna be quite interesting, as you said before. Houston number 1. Yeah, I'm not that impressed with UConn either. Purdue, they're still hanging around, but I just got a feeling when those guards are not on, they don't hit outside shots, they're gonna be in major trouble. I'm not saying they're gonna go out the first round, but I don't think they're gonna make it to the Final Four. Arizona's still creeping around, man. I hate that team. All right, hate that team. I hate them. I hate them for what the potential, but I hate them for what they can do and disappoint you too. That's Jekyll and Hyde. Kind of like North Carolina when Love was out there. They were right there, thought they was gonna win it, and then they don't show up. It just kind of burns you a little bit. Marquette 8th, Duke 9th. Those are teams you got to watch. Creighton is playing really good ball. In a way, I think Kansas is. I ain't saying they losing on purpose, but I think they kind of like where they are. They get ready for the tournament because don't nobody expect nothing. Then they get a seed out west. They be about the number 9 seed, and then they just start inching up. And look at the Sweet 16. Can you believe it? We never thought all that other crap. Trying to build up some Cinderella. We see y'all, Kansas. We see y'all. I know Black Thor see y'all too. He watching y'all very closely, Bill. So watching y'all closely. But the other team I think too, I was impressed by was BYU. BYU, if they get in, they could play. They could cause some damage. It's gonna be wide open. I love this. We getting back to the reality of things. We didn't know what the hell was going on last year, but not gonna take away from Black Thor's win, even though it was total chaos. This year, we got a little bit more substance, kind of know what's going on. And I'm glad he did clarify that when he said Puma be ruled for teams that he like. Oh, he never done that. Anyway, if that's the case, I'll be, look, teams that run and gun will be right up there with me all the time. I do have different ways to look at it, but it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We're getting close. I'm glad Black Thor is talking about it. You know, he's starting to feel that pressure, getting tense right there. The smooth top of his dome starting to sweat a little bit, seeing them beads. We'll start bringing the towel to the show, baby, because we're about to get hot. We're gonna honey your lights like this. Going, you have any questions for me? Anyway.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Houston, Jalen Shedd, the point guard for Houston, he's much watched TV. Just his leadership and his will to will that team to win. They earned that number one spot. UConn, who dropped to Creighton, I think Marquette dropped a game to Creighton. And Marquette is not looking like the team that I thought they were at the beginning of the year. But I want to go to my spotlight player this week is Dalton Knecht from the University of Tennessee. He's a guard. He's averaging 29.5 points a game. And he put up 39 against Auburn. And I called Pop during that game. And I'm like, are you watching this? And he was like, yeah, they just can't stop him. And he reminds me a little bit of a mixture of Rex Chapman and Larry Bird, because he has that great outside three-point shot, and he can get to the basket. He can defend. He can do it all. He's going to be an All-American. He's going to be consensus first team All-American. Keep your eye out for Dalton Knecht. All right, women's basketball. We got my girl Dawn Staley, who is number one and undefeated this season. They are followed by Stanford, Iowa, and we're going to highlight Iowa's great guard who just eclipsed Pistol Pete Maravich for the most points in college basketball, followed by Ohio State, USC. Juju is my girl out there, and they move up 2 spots to the number 5 position, followed by Texas, UCLA. LSU is moving up. They were number 9. They're moving to number 8. UConn has moved up to number 9. And North Carolina State, ICE, your eye test on women's basketball.
Yeah, it's wide open. I think you need to pay close attention because right now you think about South Carolina being right up there. Teams are 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Depending on where they finish in the season, they can cause major problems. I think UCLA is number 7. They're going to cause some issues for some people because they don't expect them. They kind of fell off a little bit after playing real well early. Number 8 is LSU. I still think they got a little something left in the tank. I think everybody's going to kind of get a little angry and kind of come to their senses and quit looking at the juries, as they say, looking at the juries instead of come play some basketball in the postseason. They're dangerous. UConn 9, just because of whatever. I'm not sure they're going to play that great, but they can't keep inching up. They could be a problem for some people early. Number 10, I really like North Carolina State, and I like them because of the factor, the way that they have numbers, they have depth, they play real well, and they play defense, and not afraid. They're not afraid. They may not be the number 1 team in the country, but they play D, and they don't care. And they can play against a team that's supposed to be better than them, ahead of them, and they catch you on the right night, they will beat you. They had that they had that killer instinct, and I like them a lot. Also too, team that was pretty good last year, and they kind of come back around too. I love their coach as well. Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. Virginia Tech plays real strong basketball, and teams that really play hard. They may not have the superstar players that you're looking for, but they give their all. They can win ball games, and it'll be interesting to see down the line. But I'm looking forward to that because I still think when you have that number 1 seed around you or number 2 seed, teams get a little tight and could be a little nervous coming out the gate.
I don't think the Virginia Tech coach gets a lot of love down there. He's doing some great coaching down there in Virginia Tech, but he doesn't get the spotlight like some of the coaches in women's basketball. Black, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this tournament for the ladies is going to be pretty strong, bro. Very strong. I like the mere fact that USC Juju is doing her thing. I think it's going to be real kind of defensive. And it could be a little roughhousing too, because these players aren't saying it. Congratulations to Caitlin, for what she accomplished. I think they're tired of it. I think they're tired of her, the noise, all the activity that she's getting. And I think we're going to see that when the tournament comes. I think LSU is going to show up better than what we've kind of given them a chance to, because I think winning it last year went to their heads. I think they had to have a chance to kind of regroup. That they got out of themselves. They started making some money. Things started popping up. But I think they're going to settle down just in time for the tournament. I'm looking for them to be a little better. And of course, South Carolina, man. South Carolina just like sitting there waiting. You know what? All we want is the opportunity to show up. All we want is the opportunity to show up. So it's going to be real good, man. Watching them play now, some of these games are good. Even Ohio State, I caught Ohio State over the weekend playing Iowa. Some good teams, man. Good teams.
Yeah, the player spotlight, of course, it has to go to Caitlin Clark, guard out of University of Iowa, 32.2 points a game, surpassed Pistol Pete Maravich. Did not think that um, record would be surpassed because Pistol Pete was a gun. I mean, a serious gun at LSU when he was in college, to pass Kelsey Plum and a lot of others. So kudos to her for doing her thing. You know what? I'm gonna go back to hot takes because I know Black said there were a lot of hot takes that we could have talked about this week. But one hot take I want is Shannon Sharp should stop filming himself all the time because he's getting a lot of heat, and I don't think it's heat that he wants. But you give me your hot take. We can talk about that later.
Well, no, man. Let's go with that, bro. Let's go
Yeah.
with that.
What
Let's
do
go
you
with
think
that.
about Shannon Shay getting all this attention? A lot of folks are questioning his sexuality, a whole bunch of stuff. You see it in his postings. The last posting, he was wearing some tight green outfit and walking with an orange pocketbook. It looked like a pocketbook to me. So
It was
yeah,
it was a little nap stabs kind
yeah.
of thing.
So
I'll say this about us, bro. When I say us, I mean our people
yeah,
for the most part, in general. When you achieve something and do something well, get ready.
yeah,
Get ready. Because as fast as they put you up, they're gonna pull you down even faster, bro. And I mean, Shannon could do whatever he wants, bro. But when he had Cat Williams up there, I forgot how much money he made, but several million of one interview. A lot of us didn't like that. Didn't like it. If you look at what he did when he was on Fox, it just came out recently. He left Fox, decided to leave Fox and go away from Fox. Fox was averaging over 400 and some odd thousand viewers. You know what that show is averaging now? 50,000. Think about that for a second. It's not going to be around much longer. I don't even want to say the name because, I don't like the person that's up there. So that show is not going to be there. So it's amazing how he has found ways, maybe a little unorthodox, to do some things and to grow. And the people that really should be loving him, supporting him, are the same people trying to pull him down and stab him in the back. It's amazing. The guy is talented. I mean, what he does in his personal life, that's his own business. His own business. We got more black men, say it like it is. You can talk like this. We got more black men that live around us fucking each other in the ass. We don't care about them. But you want to try to put it on Shannon? Stop that. Respect what he's doing. Honor what he's doing. His personal life, whatever it is, his personal life. They got videos of him sitting next to someone. I'm looking at his phone, the guy looking for they got to be. Are you kidding me? It's just ridiculous. That's how black people are. If you're doing well, if you're in the basket with them,
watch out.
You're good. But once you come out of the basket, you're doing well, please. They don't want to see you succeed. Simple as that.
Black hit the nail right on the head, Ice, when I started thinking about this, because the videos are funny and people impersonate them and all that other stuff. And I'm like, well, what they got to do with what he's really doing and how he's able to kind of carve out a niche for himself and make a lot of money doing it. But it's that crabs in a bucket kind of scenario, Ice.
Yeah, it is from the standpoint too that, like you said, people are jealous. People want what they want. Jealousy, and I hope it's not hatred. I mean, jealousy is one word, but I hope it's not hatred because to hate a person because of what they have, what they accomplish is really sad to me because it says a lot about your life. I think that's why people enjoy reality TV so much because they want to see other people have difficulties in their lives and they kind of say, well, hell, that happened to such and such. My life ain't too bad. And just from the standpoint of that, but Shannon has done a lot. But I'll say this, and I have a friend that loves Club Shay Shay. He's a different person, a different individual on Club Shay Shay than he is on regular TV because he has to because of the sponsors. But as you said, when you open the door to certain folks that patronize Club Shay Shay, you're gonna get what you pay for. So with all the clicks and the views and all the cognac and the black and miles and all that, you're gonna attract a certain kind of thing. And like you said, you gotta tough skin and be ready for it. truly for me, I wouldn't care. They can say what they want to. I won't know if I'll be wearing nothing pink or nothing like that. But whatever I was wearing, I was wearing. I was getting them coins. Where I'll be like, look, y'all can say what y'all want to. Y'all not paying me no money. As long as I ain't in no compromising positions like we seen other people in videos and films, I wouldn't give a damn. You can say what you want to, money. Just call me Cash.
Yeah.
Call me Cash. One nickname, Cash.
People say when you get a lot of haters, it means you're doing something right.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, Cash, bro.
You got a lot
Ching,
of haters,
ching, ching.
you're doing something right. You got a
Hate
lot of
me.
criticism,
Hate me.
right? Yep. Hate me, pay me, pay me, pay me. Hot take, Black, real quick.
Ooh, oh man. I'm gonna go to what I said a little earlier, man, about some of these coaches that we kind of see with their team, the future of their team is not necessarily strong. Why are they getting extensions? Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich. And then you look at I don't know why he's still coaching the coach in Detroit. Why is he still there? But anyway, I'm gonna stick with Popovich and Steve Kerr. Why are they getting extensions when it seems like it's gonna be years for the teams to do anything?
Ice.
Yeah, what was Steve Kerr? I think they're still trying to fight the part of them wanting to know they have to implode and have to rebuild. They don't want to give it up. You know, and that's why you got Klay Thompson saying certain things and still saying like, "Oh, I want to be here, I want to do this." But you got teams like Orlando, like, look, whatever you want, man, we give you the money because we need your veteran leadership. We love to have you tomorrow. So I think they want to hold on to that and Popovich just because, right? It's like they want him to coached the big fella for a couple years, and he's going to do that. And I hope since he walked away from U.S. Olympic basketball, they'll do the same thing here because as great as he is, Mr. W is, unless you make some changes on that roster, y'all still ain't going nowhere, bro. So y'all, all I know how everybody want to make you the thing, greatest thing since sliced bread, and he's damn good. But it's still an NBA. You still got to pay your dues, and that's what I say. My friend was like, "Oh, he's dominating." I said, "How the hell is he dominating the league?" He said, "He's dominating the league." I said, "He's playing well. When you dominate the league, your team wins. You know, domination equates to wins. You're so enamored with how big he is, how great he is. He's a great player. But when you play against like the Clippers before Westbrook broke his foot, he was giving them the business. They was all pushing him around. So it takes time. We need to quit rewarding these young people before they, make up. Like why they was saying, Luka's one of the top 10 players of all time right now. He's been in the league, what, 6 years? Damn. For real?
Watch this, Black. Watch this. Watch this. Steve Kerr. Go hire Mark Jackson to help you develop another championship team.
Hey, you know what? Here's what the thing. Here's the thing. I almost said that. Ironically that you said that, since you know you're going to rebuild, why not let Steve Kerr retire? Let Mark Jackson come in and see if he can do it again. Why not? You can do a lot worse. Why not? Let him come back and prove that he's capable of doing it. As long as he don't hire Van Gundy as an assistant, I'll watch it.
Black, what's my nickname?
Oh man. I don't know if you want me to go or not, man. If you do, I don't know if you got more to say. If not, I'll go, man. I look at it out of respect. You want to offer these two gentlemen, especially Popovich. Realistically, I think that coach. I mean, that young man is a younger coach to come in there to kind of show him the ropes. I mean, I love Pop. Don't get me wrong, but I think his time has passed on. I say this thing about Steve Kerr. I think for the most part, he had a good run. The cast and characters that he had, those cast and characters can't give it to you, man, on a yearly basis. They just can't. So you're hoping to kind of catch the lightning in a bottle again. I don't see it happen. I just don't think it happened. I was talking yesterday how when his players, I can't think of the cat's name now, he's been there for a couple of years, they had to have a big block conversation because he wasn't getting any playing time. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I've been here 3 years, and he's right. But you're relying on the old horses so much to trying to get back there. You're not really grooming and bringing along these young players, man. And that's part of the problem, big part of the problem. So to me, again, I respect Steve Kerr, but if he wasn't there, you bring in some new blood, you might be able to have something in a couple of years. But the way it's going right now, I don't see it.
Yeah, a couple of years, that's going to be way too late for the Golden State Warriors with the older
Yeah.
players. Yeah, you can't do a couple of years. You got to do it right now. And I'll say this again. I've said that several shows. The acquisition of CP3 did not make any sense to me.
No.
Ice, give me a hot take, man.
Yeah, so hot take. I heard this the other day. They did doing a little interview with an old interview with Kobe Bryant, and they talked about Kobe Bryant, and then he said if he knew that he wasn't gonna play a lot the first 3 years of his career in the NBA because he said the coach just wasn't playing. He wanted the opportunity that he didn't went to college. He didn't went to college and play. What do you guys think about that? If he said he knew that and he just made the choice to go out and pro, but instead, he could have went to college. If he said he would have went back, if he had to do it all over again, probably.
Yeah, Black, before I give it to you, Duke was the team that he was thinking about going to with Mike Krzyzewski. Black.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting to hear, man. That's real interesting to hear. I mean, I know Puma just said about Mark Jackson, but this guy gets no credit for what he's done in this league off the court. Jerry West, bro. Mm-hmm. Jerry West saw Kobe Bryant, knew what he had, knew what he could be, and stuck out there. He did the same thing with Golden State, man. He helped put that team together, and look where they are. So no, I mean, I can respect that. I respect, and I'm not surprised to hear that for the most part, man. Which makes sense. If you're gonna go to an NBA team, they're gonna sit you around. Back then, that's what they did with rookies. For the most part, you got up, you clapped, you waited your turn, and that's how they handled it. But Jerry West again knew they had something in Kobe, man. When he brought him out there, and look who he paired him with. They bumped heads for a little while, but he knew what he had. And I remember Jerry West telling Shaq, a long time ago, he said, Shaq, he said, you're gonna regret the day that you didn't get along with them. That you didn't find a way. You two guys regret the day you didn't find a way to play together. Stop all that squabble, just play together. Imagine how many championships they really could have won if they would have put their egos aside and just play together. So no, man, I'm not surprised hearing.
Yeah, Shaq did that with Penny Hardaway, and they could have had championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see Kobe Bryant play with the Duke Blue Devils for about 1 or 2 years to see how the ACC would have developed. Him playing in the ACC with Duke and Mike Krzyzewski, would he have changed his game? Would he have let kind of Mike Krzyzewski let Kobe be like the Michael Jordan when North Carolina was there, kind of taking over when Dean Smith was like, hey, I'm taking off the reins and kid, do what you do. So it would have been interesting to see if he spent 2 years in college playing in Duke or one and done for that matter, and came out and how much of a more developed player he would have been coming into the league. Ice?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I guess the one thing too is the factor that even when Dean Smith pulled off the reins, they still, the one thing I like about Jordan and why I thought he was really good, he was great, is the factor in college, he excelled inside the system, right? They ran the four corners all day long. And it was at that right time where he would just take off and do what he had to do and made the four corners sexy, if you will, right? That's what that team was able to do. And Kobe to go back to college would have been amazing just to watch. But I also found it ironic, though, that the way he spoke about coming to the Lakers and having to sit. And I'm like, well, kind of campaign for that trade, bro. And then you just think that's gonna let you come in there. And I think that was the thing. It's almost you kind of felt like you sound like you're a little privileged. I'm like, dude, if you good enough, they're gonna play you, right? Are they gonna sit you down if you're that damn good? That's my other thing when I thought about that. I was like, but Kobe was great, but the way he come across, it was just like, I was know they was known they was gonna sit me. I was like, dude, if you ball out, why don't they put you on the floor? Sometimes you wonder if these younger players, really know that sometimes you gotta earn some shit, bro.
Yeah, I think he thought he was Magic too, and there was only one Magic.
Hey, don't even get me started. That's why I to this day talking about. Well, Magic said he was the greatest Laker. Dude, get the fuck out of here. Nah, bro.
Last second shot, Black.
Ooh, a lot of talk is going on again with the NFL combine and stuff of that nature. And again, we spoke about it earlier. Some players not looking to go and do that. And I respect these young men for taking control of their destiny. We need that more often, man, in our daily lives, bro. You sent out something, I sent it to me the other day, from where the mayor, I believe it was in Alabama, one time in Alabama, said if they get this bill passed, we're taking our history out of schools, Black athletes in Alabama should stop playing. And I'm going to say this, man, realistically, we could learn a lot from our past, bro. We got to start boycotting and start doing some things again, man, because they're taking us for granted. And the one way we can always affect this country is hit them in the pocketbook, hit them where it hurts. We don't think about that, bro. A lot of times we turn our head and act like it's no big deal. They don't want to put our history books right in the school. Find a way to hurt them in their pocketbooks.
Ice?
Yeah, my last second shot is gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna keep it right there in the pocket. I think about HBCUs all the time. I got a situation right now trying to get my nephew connected with a school to go to college and play college basketball. And I think about if some of the best players, African American players, came together and went to HBCU, what they could do and how they could be outstanding in basketball. We talked about the Fab Five and whatnot, but I really believe with the NIL and things of that nature and the way stuff is moving around, and with the right maybe celebrity and all that stuff too, the stuff that Penny Hardaway did that they say allegedly moved people to Memphis. I think some things can happen because it's happening all the time right now, even in football. So with the NIL going along, give me a call. Y'all want to talk to me? I'll be assistant or I help you along with the way. But I'm telling you, we can map something out. We can have a dynamite one or maybe a couple teams of great HBCU schools playing basketball, and we can have some guys that really would. It wouldn't be all about the money. It could be academic too, but they just get a couple dollars on the side too. So let y'all give me a call. Let's talk and let's get some things going down the road with some of these schools and let's make history, baby.
Yeah, I sent you guys a story I think earlier today where I remember when Sean Payton was yelling at Russell Wilson on the sideline, and they were doing things with Russell Wilson, the organization saying, you know, we're going to sit you down, this, that, the other, and we saw that happen where Russell didn't fire back, didn't say anything. Well, the story came out that if Russell Wilson would have went back at Sean Payton, that the Denver Broncos could have said he was doing things in detriment of the team and would have forfeit that 85 million he got that the team had to pay him. And so sometimes, you know, it's not always a good idea to fire back or, you know, get your pride in the way to prove that you're a man and all that other stuff. That man got 85 million, didn't respond. He kept his cool. He kept his head. And say what you want about Russell Wilson. That was a smart move, not to retaliate. Just make your money and move on. Somebody's gonna pick you up and you know, give you a shot, and you can prove what you wanted to prove at Denver somewhere else. That's our show. We'll see you next week.